I'm Ian Paris, and I'm president of Young Americans for Liberty at the University of Missouri. We're out here with a free speech wall protesting the literal speech police on campus. We think it's important that students understand that their right to speech is unlimited, that the fact that they might have an idea that's offensive to some doesn't mean that it has to be silenced. In fact, I think it's important that students express themselves regardless of their opinions, even if I disagree with their opinions, because that's the only way that we can achieve a marketplace of ideas, and those ideas can come to fruition should they actually satisfy the needs of the majority. And so I think it's important that people understand that bad speech be countered with more good speech. And I'm not saying that people's opinions are bad, but rather that if you disagree with something, it's important that you maintain a message of perhaps love and acceptance in order to counter that hatred. And that's one of the things that I've been encouraging today. Say somebody writes, people have written things that you might find offensive on the wall today, and I've told students, rather than trying to scribble it out and cover up what other people are saying, criticize it and express yourself in a positive way to have a constructive dialogue rather than a destructive dialogue that takes away from the conversation. It's important that you express yourself positively and that you fight hatred, not with more hatred, but with love and acceptance. And I think that's what some students on campus don't understand, and certainly what the administration doesn't seem to understand. I don't think Tim Wolf was responsible for the actions of a few racist individuals on campus. I think Tim Wolf was made into a scapegoat in order to be a target of all the hatred that some students were feeling. And while their pain may be real, I don't think that they expressed it in necessarily a constructive manner. I think that they need to express it in a way that explicitly brings to the table what they're thinking, but also allows for other opinions to be heard. I think this can be characterized by statements by Jonathan Butler, in which he said that you either dedicate yourself fully to our goals or don't speak at all. And that's silencing the opposition. And I don't think that's a way that, on a public university, that you can achieve actual diversity, because diversity isn't exclusive to ethnicity. Diversity includes ideologies and philosophies, and you have to have differing opinions in order for diversity to be achieved. And by just silencing the opposition or running them out of office and chasing them down, saying that you've had enough of their incompetence, isn't necessarily the best way to go about this. I also don't think that Tim Wolf was responsible for the actions of a few racist individuals, and I don't think that him stepping down will alleviate racism. Today, when I look around on my campus, I see that an innocent man lost his job. I see racial tensions at an all-time high. I see faculty members disrespecting students' First Amendment rights, and I see the administration cracking down with an authoritarian speech code, literally threatening students with police action should they say anything hurtful or offensive. And I think that that's a negative step, and I think that's a step backwards towards diversity rather than a step forward in achieving equality on campus.